Welcome back to Legion Builds, where I bring fictional characters into games of Dungeons & Dragons. Today we're building one of the most loved Resident Evil villains into D&D, Albert Wesker. Wesker is a truly treacherous individual, betraying everyone from stars to Umbrella to further his own goals. Wesker's intelligence is only outdone by his cruelty, so basically he's a bastard. That's it. Well, a bastard with superhuman speed, strength, and laser eyes. Yeah, I had to double check that last one. He had laser eyes. Our goals today will be bring to life a vicious martial artist who can send his opponents flying from the force of his attacks. Next, we need blinding speed. So fast you can dodge bullets and you just blur. Finally, because you're insane, we need to inject you with unstable viruses that cause horrible mutations. A mutant virus that will give you super strength and speed wasn't enough, you wanted tentacles. We're using standard point array to make this easy conversion should you want to roll for stats or use point buy, but heads up, we're multi-classing. We'll start off with Dex at 15 so you can start dodging bullets. Well, not really, that's going to take a while, don't worry. Charisma will be 14 as people seem to trust you even with your track record. I mean, seriously, Umbrella knows what you're like and still they trusted you. Con will be a 12. You're in great shape, but you're a Resident Evil boss. They tend to have big targets on them, so you're not getting any better health. Strength will be low with a 10. You can literally lift boulders, but I have to make something a 10. Finally, we're gonna have to dump intelligence. I don't want to, but as I said, I have to use standard point array to make this an easy conversion for you. Chances are you're rolling for stats, so this will be better. Just remember this, the first 3 stats are the most important stats, so try to make them the highest. Wesker was a human, just a genetically altered one. Custom lineage adds +2 to 1 stat and gives you a free feat. Place this into charisma. For your free feat, athlete adds +1 to dex. You only use 5 feet of movement when you're standing up from being prone. Climbing costs no extra movement, and you can make a long or high jump with only moving 5 feet instead of 10 feet. Custom lineage also gives you dark vision. Dark vision allows you to see in the dark with those weird eyes of yours that also shoot death beams. I'd say he's a weird Resident Evil villain, but he's not. They get weirder and creepier. Village, that's all I'll say about that. For your background skills, grab Perception and Deception. We're going to start things off with Monk. 4 skills take Acrobatics and Athletics as you are peak of human condition. Level 1 monks start off with Martial Arts. Your unarmed strikes and simple weapons are now dex based. You deal damage equal to your martial arts dice, and you can make a bonus unarmed strike. Martial arts dice starts off at a d4 but will grow, and you can't be wearing armor when you do this. Speaking of not wearing armor, unarmored defense adds your wisdom modifier to your AC. Right now, that's just 14, but we'll be raising it soon. If you're upset by this, don't blame me. I'm not the one who has to make the villain fashion statement of the year with dark glasses and a trench coat. Level 2 monks become faster with unarmored movement. Now, when you're not wearing armor, you receive bonuses to your movement. As of now, your movement is 40 feet. Ki allows you to burn ki points that equal your level to perform special attacks and moves. Flurry of Blows lets you make 2 bonus unarmed strikes with a single bonus action. Step of the Wind allows you to use dash and disengage as a bonus action while doubling your jump distance. And Patient Defense turns dodge into a bonus action. We've gotten your speed up, it's pretty good right now, but we're going to be improving it a little bit later. Time for some viruses though. Level 1 warlocks have an otherworldly patron. Undying patrons make undead your friends and making you walking death, so sounds about right. Among the Dead gives you the cantrip Spare the Dying. This lets you stabilize a dying creature by touching them. It also makes undead not want to attack you. If you are directly targeted by an undead creature, they must make a wisdom save. On a failure, they must target someone else. This is all undead. Zombies, liches, vampires, all of them. You also have Pact Magic. This is like being a spellcaster without needing to learn or be born with it. You're starting off with 2 cantrips and 2 spells. Eldritch Blast will be your Death Stare. You fire a magic beam that causes 1d10 force damage on a hit. Sword Burst lashes out at all enemies within 5 feet of you, forcing a dex save and causing 1d6 force damage on a failure. Arms of Hadar unleashes a tentacle attack on all creatures within 10 feet of you, forcing a strength save. On a failure, the creature takes 2d6 necrotic damage and cannot take reactions until their next turn. False Life grants you 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points. As you use higher spell slots, you'll gain more temporary HP. Time to start dodging missiles. Level 3 monks can now deflect missiles. When you are hit with a projectile, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus dex plus your monk level. If you have an empty hand, you can catch the projectile and throw it back. Yes, missiles are projectiles. Also, now you gain your subclass. Way of Open Hand improves your martial arts capabilities. Open Hand Technique gives your Flurry of Blows new effects. When you hit a creature with Flurry of Blows, you impose an effect, such as forcing a strength save, knocking them back 15 feet on a failure, forcing a dex save and knocking them prone on a failure, or just take away their reactions till next turn. Level 4 monks gain our first ability score improvement, bump up dex for an AC of 15 and better attacks. Slow Fall lets you use your reaction to reduce falling damage by 5 times your monk level. Quickened Healing lets you heal yourself by burning 2 key points and rolling a martial arts dice plus your proficiency bonus. By the way, your character level 5 now. You can now fire 2 Eldritch Blasts with a single action and your Sword Burst does 2d6 force damage. Level 5 monks receive extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single action. This means with Flurry of Blows, you're attacking 4 times. Stunning Strike lets you burn 1 key point when you hit a creature with a melee attack, forcing a con save, or they will be stunned until the start of their next turn. Remember, a stunned creature automatically fails all strength and dex saves, can't move, can't speak, can't take reactions, and will have advantage on attack rolls against them. Stun them with your first attack, wail on them, then knock them down. Focused Aim lets you spend up to 3 key points to increase a missed attack roll, by adding 2 per point. Finally, your martial arts dice are now a d6. Level 2 Warlocks are gifted Eldritch Invocations. These are special abilities that grant new ones or augment the ones you have. Agonizing Blast adds your Charisma modifier to your Eldritch Blast damage. Armor of Shadows lets you cast Mage Armor as if it was a cantrip, giving you an AC of 13 plus your dex for 8 hours. Now, your AC is 17. For your new spell, Hex lets you curse a target with a bonus action. For up to 1 hour with concentration, you can curse a target within 90 feet. For the duration, you deal an extra d6 of necrotic damage with each hit, and they have a disadvantage on 1 skill check of your choice. If they die, you can use a bonus action to move the hex to someone else. Level 3 Warlocks gain a Pact Boon. Pact of the Talisman gives you an amulet. This amulet lets you add 1d4 to any skill check you fail. You can use this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. In all honesty, none of the pacts really fit with Wesker. I just gave him one that he would benefit the most from. For your new spell, Misty Step teleports you 30 feet as a bonus action. I know Wesker doesn't teleport, but because it's 30 feet, this can be a blurry dash out of the way. Level 6 monks receive Key Empowered Strikes. Your fists are now magical, so everyone will feel the pain as you crack all of their ribs at once. Wholeness of Body lets you heal yourself with an action by 3 times your monk level once per long rest. Your unarmored movement is now 45 feet. Level 6 monks now have Evasion. Now when you make a dex save, you can take no damage on a success or half on a failure. Stillness of Mind lets you end 1 effect on yourself that makes you charmed or frightened. Level 4 Warlocks get another ability score improvement. Let's bump up Charisma for better death stares. For your new spell, Toll the Dead targets 1 creature in 60 feet and forces a wisdom save. On a failure, they take 3d8 necrotic damage if they are at full health, 3d12 necrotic damage if they're missing any health. Hold Person forces a wisdom save on a humanoid within 60 feet and paralyzing them on a failure while you maintain the spell for 1 minute. You are now character level 11. You fire 3 Eldritch Blasts with a single action, and Sword Burst does 3d6 force damage. Level 5 Warlocks receive another invocation. Eldritch Mind gives you advantage on con saves made to maintain spells. Your spell slots are now level 3. For your spell, Vampiric Touch is a melee spell attack that deals 3d6 necrotic damage and regenerates your hit points equal to half the damage. You can maintain this spell to continue dealing damage, but it doesn't benefit from extra attack. Level 6 Warlocks with the Undying Patron gain Defy Death. Now, when you succeed at a death save or you spare the dying to save someone, you regain 1d8 plus your con modifier once per long rest. For your final spell, take whatever you want, we're good. Level 8 Monks get another ability score improvement, cap off dex for an AC of 16 or 18 with mage armor. Level 9 Monks receive an upgrade to their unarmored movement. You can now run up vertical surfaces and across liquids. Level 10 Monks have Purity of Body. You are now immune to all diseases and poison. Your unarmored movement is now 50 feet. Level 11 Monks of the Open Hand gain Tranquility. After a long rest, you gain the benefits of Sanctuary until your next long rest. For that time, any creature that attempts to attack you must make a Wisdom save. If they fail, they must choose a new target or lose the attack. This spell ends when you make an attack, cast a spell, or deal damage. This will be your villain monologue moment as you dodge all attacks while still talking. Your martial arts dice are now a D8. You are character level 17. Eldritch Blast is now maxed out at 4 attacks, Sword Burst is 4d6, and Toll the Dead is 4d8 or 4d12. Level 12 Monks receive our final ability score improvement, Let's Take a Feat. Tough gives you twice your current character level in HP and adds 2+ for every level after this. This means you're adding 36 health this level. Level 13 Monks can now understand all languages with Tongue of Sun and Moon. You can also be understood by anyone who hears you. You do not know these languages, you can just be understood and understand them. Our final level is level 14 Monks and you gain Diamond Soul. You are now proficient in all saving throws and can now burn 1 key point to reroll a failed saving throw, even death saves. And finally, your unarmored movement is 55 feet. Time to dive in. You are a martial arts master. You're dealing 1d8 per attack, attacking 4 times. You can stun your enemies, throw them back, knock them back, deal bonus damage, and your attacks are magical. You are also at the peak of the human condition. You are immune to all disease, all poisons. Your total HP is 140, taking the average. You can heal yourself multiple ways, grant yourself 1d4 plus 9 temporary hit points. You can benefit from Sanctuary for up to 8 hours, proficient in all saving throws, can re-roll saves or add to them, and topping with 55 feet of movement speed or 110 with dash. Finally, you're deadly at range as well. You're firing 4 death stares with a single action, dealing 1d10 plus 4 damage at 120 feet. Toll the Dead is dealing 4d8 or 4d12 at 60 feet, and Arms of Hadar is dealing 4d6 necrotic damage to anyone within 10 feet of you. Downside, you have a lot of concentration spells, but that's 3 spells out of 7. Not really bad, but also you only have 2 spell slots. This build is a bully. You can rush in, attack 4 times, and completely force them to the ground, making them easier for your team to hit. I've done a couple Resident Evil builds, and compared to Nemesis, Wesker isn't that bad. I'll still take Nemesis over him, but come on, it's Nemesis. Head on over to my horror builds to bring more bullies into your game, like Pennywise the Dancing Clown, Freddy Krueger, and more. Remember to like and subscribe to not miss a single new character each week, and ring that bell.